Good morning, Joe. I want to take a moment here and review your golf swing as we talked about yesterday. When we take a look at a golf swing, we go ahead and jump in with both feet here and take a look at this. One of the first things I told you about yesterday when we first initially looked at your golf swing was that after watching you hit it a couple times, I noticed and I thought it became quite apparent with your driver that when you first initially set up, we're setting up, hold on, a little closed with the feet and a little open with the shoulders. All right, when we look at your head on, we kind of see that the shoulders are very level. Now, initially with the driver, what we're wanting to do here is we're not necessarily hitting down with the driver like we do with our irons or hitting down into it. We're trying to do that old common thought of sweeping the ball. So sometimes when we look like we're going to sweep the ball, initially our first initial setup would look something about like this. We're going to look at Dustin Johnson here and take a look. You can see how his shoulders are a little tilted here. Ball position just inside that left foot, as we see here, whereas yours, up a little bit further in the stance off the big toe. I'm not necessarily against that, but I think initially when we look at this, what we have to keep in mind here is we need to get you a little bit behind the ball, and two, get a little spine tilt as we look at this. Because we look at Dustin, it's the same thing. The spine's tilted right about there. Whereas yours, you're right on top of it as if you're hitting it like an iron. So that's the first thing. And how do we do that? When we initially take a look at you here, what we're going to see is, by getting you squared up here with the shoulders, getting the shoulders where they're going the same direction of the feet. Hopefully, too, we can work on the posture here. I think the back's pretty good, but if we look in this position, weight a little bit back on the heels. So I like to see that little stable foundation that, when you play basketball, if I remember correctly, I thought you told me you play a little basketball and baseball. If I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, though. I do apologize for you, but if you did play basketball, you would think you wouldn't shoot from your heels, or vice versa, playing baseball, you wouldn't be out in the ball field sitting back on your heels waiting for a ball to come at you. You'd be up on the balls of your feet, ready to go each way or any direction where the ball would be coming at you. So that would be a first initial thought that, trying to get you in a little bit better posture, a little bit better position as you address the ball. Now, with that in turn, what we see then is I'm going to draw a little line here on the side of you. I think this all stems from, your posture and your alignment as you set up in this. We talked about, the next thing we talked about was your shoulder position. Your shoulder position as you turn back on the ball, you can see is at about a 45-degree angle there. But then all of a sudden you become more hands as you lift the club up. And because of that, you lift the club up. Now the head goes forward, the body slides to the left side rather than turning down and through. Now we see that. We're going to go back to DJ here and kind of see that same type of position. We line you up here, have him turn back to the top. See, he is a freak of nature here when we talk about the amount of flexibility he has. But even at this case here, in all essence, this could be the end of your golf swing right here. Shoulders are pointing to the target like we see here, compared to when we look at yours and about that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position. Whereas his are straight up and down to 12 o'clock. Here, shoulders pointing at the target. Yours, shoulders here essentially are pointing out here to left field. So now, as we turn down into it, you see he gets a little bit further with his turn. And that's where I was meaning by a little more of that freak of nature there with that, being able to wind up like a top there, turn down into it. But you've noticed one thing. Notice how that head has stayed in a centered position, has not moved, and he has turned around that spine down and through impact. Now, if we watch yourself here, I'm going to take you back up. Put that little mark right here on your head, and you can see how that head moves forward. We slide down into it as we come into impact. You're getting that weight to the right side, but you move 3 inches forward as you're addressing or coming down into the ball. So, that would be another thing I would want to work on with you. Trying to get all these aspects, into consideration or in a better position where you're making a more effective turn into the ball. So obviously I wouldn't work with all of them in just one lesson. Try to break it down one, maybe two things in a lesson. That way we can focus just on that, get you to where you can get past that and move to the next level. So Joe, if you have any questions, I want you to give me a call, 314-724-6539. If you'd like to set up a lesson, give me a call at that number, or shoot me an email at michaelwyattgolf.com or michaelwyatt@gmail.com, or even you can go online to my website at michaelwyattgolf.com. And that way I give lessons out of Gulfport there. I think it's great. So if you have any questions, like I said, give me a call or shoot me an email. We'll talk to you later.